Hello and welcome, Capricorn. I was down to 9% battery and I only have so much time that I can use to record this reading with space on my phone, but we have made it through to your sign. I started out with Aquarius today. I think your sign is my last sign. I hope. Yes, Capricorn. So I'm Rebecca of Empathic Crow, and I'm really excited about continuing with these zodiac reads that I've only gotten to do, I think, one time before. But I'm hoping to make it a monthly thing. So if this resonates with you, if you enjoy it, please like, share, subscribe. And you can get personal reads on my website, empathiccrow1111.com. I appreciate you being here, and like I said, it's kind of the end of the day and I had to plug in my phone and stuff. So please excuse any weird energy that may be coming in this introduction. So keep in mind, this is a general reading for Capricorn, and while it's being recorded February of 2026 with the focus on energy from February to the end of March, that doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't have a message that could be helpful to you at another time. And it's any placements that you may have Capricorn in. The message may even resonate with you if you aren't a Capricorn. Maybe it's just you're in a Capricorn energy. So let's go ahead and start and see, Capricorn, what is it that wants to come out for you? Three of Pentacles. This card has come out at least 3 times today. So with this Three of Pentacles, we're going to see what's going on, but I'm feeling still the energy of one of the readings that I did earlier, I can't remember which one, in which I talked about working so hard and letting go of that inner child playfulness and feeling like, was this Taurus? I think that was Taurus. So maybe that's a reading that could be helpful to you, but feeling stifled. I didn't say that in Taurus's reading, but feeling stifled. So I'm going to put this here and we'll see what else comes out to kind of help the story a little bit. I do have training in tarot. However, I am an intuitive reader, so I take things kind of as they are coming through. Visually, sound, sometimes it's songs, words, metaphors, analogies, things like that. So the Death card is the next card to come out, and it's also come out in another reading. I can't remember which one. But with this, it feels like whatever it is that you feel like is stifling you, if you want it to change, then you've got to let it go. You got to do something different. So we're going to see where that's going. So we have the Death card riding in on a horse, and then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And with both of these, the Death card has a little more movement than the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles is not moving. Most of the Knights in the tarot decks, there's action involved, but this feels like you're just kind of sitting on it, is what I'm hearing, like waiting. Like the Death card is action and motion, even if it's slower than like the Knights in the deck. But this feels like I'm feeling more of a page energy, like you're just kind of contemplating it. You're not pre-contemplative where you're kind of like, well, I'm not sure I want to change, but you're thinking about it. But this feels definitely with the Two Pentacles that we've already had, like a money situation. I feel like there's a fear of the change, and that's part of where the Death card's coming in too. Like with this woman, she's afraid, but then the child's holding her, and the child's looking up at Death and is like, it's okay. And I talked about the inner child aspect with this fun and playful cloak and the hard working. And it's like your inner child is saying, it's okay, we can move. But the adult you is saying, I'm not sure. That doesn't feel very stable. Like looking at the black and red that are very prominent in this card against the yellow of the solar plexus chakra, I feel like part of you has this anxiety about not feeling like you're grounded and stable. Like that fear of not having stability. So we'll kind of look forward and see. There's green popping out throughout this. So I feel like your heart chakra is there and you're trying to focus on things that you love or things and people that feel loving. But there's like a restricted is the only word coming into my mind, like a restraint that you're keeping. This whole card is showing a restraint. Like even with this, like there's this inner child playfulness that wants to come out, but Capricorn, why are you restraining it so much? Why are you restraining it so much? Like even the skull on the death card here looks like it's just kind of mischievously grinning. And then everybody else is just looking so serious. And the sun is rising in the background. The horse is even grinning. The skull and the horse are both grinning. But you're sitting here being so serious. So let's see, Capricorn, what's going on with this energy? Why are we stuck? The King of Swords. You're stuck in your head. Like, you may come at things through a way of a very logical and clear communication, but it feels like you're stifling yourself. Like there's a part of it where it's the part of you wants to be playful, part of you wants to do something that others may feel is childish, but it's like you're like look at his face, he's just like, I've got this, I'm in control. And I feel like that's part of what you need to let go of a little bit, is knowing that you can't have control of everything. And we have to have some of that sacral chakra playfulness and joy and passion and creativity, because then work is all work and no play. Work is all work and no play. So we're going to put those back in. Oh no, I'm going to pause it because I don't have a lot of time. All right. Oh, when I move the camera. Oh, we'll deal with it because, like I said, I've only got 30 minutes of recording time on here. So I was going to put these back in the deck, but they feel like they go along with the story, so we'll go ahead and interpret them. So we've got the Two of Pentacles, and with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like, again, we're talking about this money, and it's like part of you, I'm seeing him as like a jester. Like he looks so much like a clown jester, you know, in the court, trying to make others laugh, but at the same time he's juggling things and trying to balance. And I feel like that's you. You're not letting that playful side out because you feel like, oh, I'm trying to balance everything, like I'm trying to make the right decision, I'm trying to do what I need to do. And I see the waters in the background, you know, they're going up and down. It feels kind of like a stormy sea. And if I don't stay grounded on this ground, if I let myself be playful, then everything may fall apart, is what I'm hearing. But notice how dull this ground is. Like he's completely bright, and you've got the ships in the background just going over the waves. Like if you look at it, there is a glow around him. Like I feel, again, like that inner child is just screaming to come out. I feel like I need to move the camera. We'll try to move it a little bit. I am trying out a new angle here, and it's not necessarily going to work all the time. Ugh. That may be as good as we get, and that really didn't do very much. All right. I'll edit that out if I can, or if it takes up too much time and attention. But yeah, it feels like, again, there's this inner child that's saying, I want to come out and play. And you're like, but we can't do that. So Capricorn, what is going on here? It's the fear of judgment. You may have been judged in the past, but there's a fear of getting out of this box. But the box is keeping you stuck. Like these boxes are coffins. And instead of being able to change and do things differently so that the situation is what is let go of, there's a part of you that's letting go of the passion, the desire, the want to do things because you feel like you have to do it a certain way because of all this judgment that's come through. And notice the wave, the water, the emotions, just like in the card before with the Two of Pentacles, it's like the wave is just building. The emotion is just building, and it could take you over if you don't focus on something else. People are going to judge you. You can't control that, but I feel like you're judging yourself more than anyone else could. Page of Wands is coming through, and that page is looking at possible opportunity. The possibility of doing something that would bring in more passion, that would be something that made him happier. Like, look at the face. There's a little bit of like curiosity and contentment in that face. What can I do differently? There's even like a playful feather in his cap. And we've got more of that yellow and red that we have in, again, these cards where we're a little bit more playful. Even the Knight of Pentacles, that contemplation of doing something different but not being sure whether to move, has that yellow and red. And I see the desert, and I'm hearing lost in the desert. You're afraid of, again, that lack of stability, of things kind of drying up and not having what you need. The Three of Wands says that there are possible opportunities. You just got to look for them. Now, the Three of Wands has come out in a couple of other readings, but they had a different meaning. And that's where I say, sorry, there's a dog hair on it since it dropped on the floor. On this card for you, I see the leaves, I see the growth, I see the yellow of the solar plexus. You can be grounded and still do things that bring you joy and that are focused on that heart chakra. You just got to cut through your own bullcrap. With that Ace of Swords, I am seeing you taking up the sword and saying, you know what, I don't have to be stuck in my head with those thoughts and everything. I'm going to cut through all the thoughts that are negative, that are holding me back, and I'm going to focus on what I can do. And with all this purple, I feel like it's connection to higher self, divine, universe, source, whatever it is for you, that you take some time to really think about, what do you even want? What do you even want? Like, I've never really paid attention to this, but there's two different types of plants hanging down from that crown. Like, there are options out there. What do you want? All right, so this is a love oracle, or so it says, generic, got it off of Amazon, and I don't always use it for love readings. This is more about focusing on you, but it does have kind of focus at the top and then some things that can be contributing. So with this Capricorn, we're going to look at, how do you get yourself unstuck? Fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasize. So in another signs reading, it was getting out of that Leo, I think, getting out of that daydreaming and fantasy to move forward. For you, I feel like it's allowing yourself to daydream. Stop being so stuck in this. Things have to be logical. It has to be a certain way. Allow yourself to be playful, to have these daydreams, these fantasies. What did you want to do as a kid? What can you see and imagine yourself doing? Look at I talked about the purple in connection with divine, higher self, source, and things like that. And notice the color of these two cards, the complement of it. The roses, there's something with the roses. I keep getting called to those violet roses. Roses, roses, roses. I don't know if roses mean something to you. And I don't know what a purple rose means, but if I think of something, or if I look it up and it seems pertinent, I'll try to remember to do that. Then I will do an overlay or something to put it in there. Depth, awareness, importance, and value. Yeah, I'm not allowing yourself to think through things too far. And so that's making it to where there's not a lot of depth in what you're even envisioning for yourself. So allow yourself to be more playful and to see more opportunities, because they are there. You've just got to become aware of it. And in order to do that, you have to clear all those self-defeating thoughts and be able to focus on the things that you do want without saying, but this might happen, or but I can't do. No. Try to start focusing on, what can I control? What can I do right now? Even if it's small and it doesn't meet the goal fully. What can I do right now? All right. And so since this is facing upwards, we'll take this one. Apology, forgiveness, return, sorry. So this is a return to yourself. Whatever's happened in the past. And, you know, I've talked a lot about not moving forward and things like that. This is not about blaming yourself. An apology is just to say, okay, maybe things didn't work out. Maybe my choice didn't go the way I wanted it to, but it's not about blaming and shaming yourself. It's about forgiving yourself for whatever it is that you hold against yourself, forgiving others who may have harmed you, whether they knew they were or not. And the I'm sorry is for you. Like, nobody has to know if you forgive them. It's good for you to know that you forgive yourself. the I'm sorry, you can say it to yourself, but it's not that you have to wait for somebody to say I'm sorry or stay in that state of feeling like you need an apology, or like I just like not staying in a state 15:15 on the clock, or maybe you do feel sorry is the word coming through, but it's more like disappointment, grief, disappointment and grief. It's okay. You can move forward. As I said that, these birds, a whole bunch of them, like at least 10 just flew out of the tree toward my window. So it's okay to change direction, to do just something different. What does Capricorn need? What does Capricorn need to get out of this energy? Because it is a temporary state. It's temporary. It's not something that has to hold you back. This is the Inner Child Oracle by Amanda Lynn Ailsing. I can show you the deck in just a moment. All right. 38, which breaks down to an 11. Somebody else had this and I don't remember who. 11 is a master number and it says you are enough. And that's funny. I talked about the birds, the crows that were flying toward my window, and you've got like like a bunch of them just flew out of the tree. You've got those there. And I said, it's okay to change. You do not have to give more. You do not have to give more. Things may feel dark, but look at this glow around you in the rainbow. It's going to be okay. It's hard when we feel, and here's that deck. This is the guidebook, but that's what it looks like. It's hard when it feels like things are overwhelming or they haven't gone the way that we want to. When things feel dark, it can be hard to see the light, but just knowing that you're enough, you don't need to be anything else. That 11 is a very powerful number, whether you see 1111 and that feels like a sign to you or not, but at the same time, just knowing 11 is considered a master number. You are the master of your destiny. Not everything has to stay the same, and not everything is going to go the way that you want for it to, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that that's all there is, that you can't do anything different. I think Sagittarius, and that's why I'm laughing, because Capricorn comes after Sagittarius, got this card, 3, be present, find clarity in the moment. Use your intuition. Again, as I said, it's connecting with higher self, also allowing yourself to be playful and fantasize, connecting with divine, and allowing yourself to see through things, to intuitively think of what would be helpful to you, and use your discernment to figure out what it is that you need. Let go of the judgments of others, because your judgment is what is going to matter in this. All right, Capricorn, I hope that was helpful. And if you would like, please leave a comment, share, subscribe to the channel, whatever it is. I am very grateful for any of those actions. I love the comments and hearing you. Let me know if the reading resonated or anything that's going on for you. And also, I like the messages to get out to where they need to go, whenever that is, whoever that's for. Another bird flying up caught my attention, excuse me there. And just know that you're never as stuck as you may feel. For some reason, I'm called to show you the fluorite, which can be clarity, focus, spiritual awareness, and emotional balance. There's more to it than that, but that's just what I'm seeing. And this is a rainbow fluorite, or I think that's, as I say that, I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's said, but notice the focus, connection, discernment, spiritual awareness. I think that's where we're supposed to end it. Again, Capricorn, I hope to see you again soon. If you would like a personal read to dive into some things individually for you and specific to you, you can come to empathiccrow1111.com, and booking is open and available. You can book it yourself. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. And that's it for today. That's it for the set of readings.